With us, and let's widen out the discussion and get more reaction. Senior political analyst, former Pennsylvania Senator Rick Santorum with us. He's also a senior advisor for Convention of States and also the editor-in-chief of the National Review, Rich Lowry. Good to see you, gentlemen. They don't want it to happen, but is that a reason to go to all these other states? And of course it's New York, and of course it's Illinois, Senator Santorum. I'll let you, kick things off with us here, but I mean, the fact that Abbott now has to say there could be expulsion if they don't return, and they're going to make this a big to-do here. Optics-wise, what are they winning by doing this?
Well, this is what the Democrats do. They first off, they appeal to their base. That's what they're doing. The base wants them to do everything they can, just like Chuck Schumer holding things up in the Senate. They're just responding to their radical base and their political objective, which is to do as much as they can to maintain power. They did this a few years ago. They marched out when Texas was, again, they were trying to do things that the Democrats didn't like. They just picked up their toys and went home and left the state. So this is a familiar tactic now being used by the Democrats. It's not one that was successful the last time. Eventually, they've got to come back to the state, and they've got to go back to work. Right. And whether they do it this time or whether they do it in a subsequent special session, this will get done.
Well, that's it. I mean, you can run, you can't hide. And Kathy Hochul's so dramatic, Rich, and their base, to Senator Santorum's excellent point here, is that's who they're playing to. But there's a report. The base wants them to go out and take bullets if they have to. I mean, this is just radical. Jasmine Crockett said this is actually about President Trump. And then I want to play this if we have Pritzker, Illinois governor, because he's also using this as an opportunity to try to get in front of the cameras, drum up all this dissatisfaction and all this fear mongering. Here's Pritzker.
They're here in Illinois. We're going to do everything we can to protect every single one of them and make sure that, because we know they're doing the right thing. We know that they're following the law. It's Ken Paxton who doesn't follow the law. Yeah. It's the leaders of Texas who are attempting not to follow the law. They're the ones that need to be held accountable.
Oh, Pritzker, and from the sanctuary city also of Chicago, where they treat illegals better than Americans. Your reaction to how they're framing this argument today, and where do you think it's going to actually go? We've got a few hours here to actually see this, Rich.
Yeah, well, the irony that you object to what you consider extreme gerrymandering, so you flee to Illinois, one of the worst gerrymandered states in the union. They went from 13-5 Democrat-Republican split to 14-3. They redrew the map. They lost one overall seat because people are fleeing places like Illinois. But they eliminated 2 Republican districts. And they have, I believe it's the 13th district. You look at it on a map, it's about as thick as a garden hose. It goes through 6 various counties and all these different townships and cities just to gather random Democrats, groups of Democrats together to make that a Democratic seat. So everyone does this. And one of the ironies is another irony is Democrats are like, we got to do this too. We're going to do it in California or Illinois, but they've already done it. So there's no more juice to squeeze out of that lemon.
Right.